When it comes to conflict resolution, I like to think of it as the three C's: combat, contest, and carpentry. Hi, my name is Ariel, aka Dr. A. I am a licensed professional counselor and I specialize in trauma, depression, and anxiety. So there's different ways to have conflict resolution, and all of them aren't appropriate, but I want to get into kind of how I break them down, going from combat to contest to carpentry. First is combat, and it's exactly how it sounds: an all out war. I am no longer thinking about the consequences of my actions, how I communicate to you, how I behave. I, at this moment, have no regard for your feelings or for the dynamics between the two of us. I am going to say what I need to say to end up on top and winning whatever it is that we are doing in this moment. I'm not thinking about the consequences of my words. I'm not thinking about you. I'm not thinking about me. I'm not thinking about anything except win at all costs. So what are the consequences for this? Some of the consequences are there's definitely hurt feelings, right? Boundaries have definitely been broken. Maybe there's been boundaries that have been established before, and all of that went out the window in this moment of conflict. Maybe there's some unforgivable language thrown in there, just for the simple fact of needing to win. Things that you can apologize for, or maybe you want to apologize for, but at the end of the day, because it was an unforgivable language, it's probably not going to be forgotten and has cut pretty deep. There's now a power imbalance for the sake of somebody being on top and somebody being on the bottom and losing. You have to ask yourself in the midst of conflict, are you listening to hear the other person, or are you listening to respond to the other person? Next is contest, and this is looking a lot more cordial. It's a lot more respectful. We are able to hear each other, but you've probably made your mind up before you entered the conversation. At the end of the day, it is a contest. There is a winner and there is a loser. Someone is sacrificing something versus compromising. So, what are the consequences with this? There may be potential resentment there from one of the partners because, again, there is a loser and there is a winner, and there is sacrifice versus compromise in this dynamic. It could lead to a partner feeling unheard or invaluable. Their words were invaluable. They didn't really matter. You already made your mind up before we entered, so what was the point of me actually talking? Did anything I say actually matter? Was it beneficial? If contest is a dynamic that has now become a cycle, maybe y'all have gotten into the pattern of somebody always being the person that loses and somebody always being the person that wins. This now takes away the appreciation that each person has for another person's opinion, because the dynamic is already set in stone of who is a winner and who is a loser. The next dynamic is carpentry. This is when both parties can authentically and genuinely listen to each other and come up with a plan together that benefits both people. It is not one against another, it is us against the conflict. What are we both willing to lose so that we both have a beneficial gain in this conflict resolution? We both allow ourselves to see the other person's perspective. Even if we don't necessarily understand it, we allow ourselves to see it. So what are the consequences for this? Well, both parties can definitely feel heard. They definitely feel like they are both valued and can speak willingly, freely, without worrying if it feels like an attack on the other person. You can both feel accomplished in knowing that you know how to deal with conflict resolution and conflicts appropriately, while also being able to have boundaries and be respectful and respect the boundaries of the person in which you're talking to. Another consequence can be that you feel comfortable being vulnerable with your partner without worry of fear or if they're going to try to use this against you later, which would break trust. And because you feel vulnerable with each other, no trust has been broken. I hope this helps with conflict resolution and kind of how I see how different conversations can go. Like I said before, all of them aren't appropriate. So really think about where you kind of fall in line. Do you fall in combat, contest, or carpentry? And this is not just for partner relationships. This is family, this is friends, this is partners, this is work. Any dynamic, what do you fall under? I hope this helps. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them down below. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.